Hi everyone, welcome to Tracy's Purple Pad Crafts. Today I am going to do a tutorial on how to make these cards. They are, I've called them surprise gatefold card. They're also known as a floating gatefold card. So what's the surprise, you say? Well, when you open it, you have two little images that are just floating inside. And oops, oh, we got tucked up. There we go. And so this is the card I am going to show you this evening. I think it's absolutely lovely. I found it this week on a YouTube tutorial from another Stampin' Up demonstrator. So credit really to Dawn Griffiths, Jambi and Lisa Curcio, who are the ones I particularly watch and learn from. This is the dimensions for the card that we're going to make. I'm going to leave that there just for a second so that you can scroll back at any time to get your measurements, and I will go through them again as I'm showing you what we've got. But I thought you might like to see what they are to start with. I always like to see it as well as hear it, because then you can jot it down quickly while you're watching and go back and do it. But if you want me to send you the printed tutorial for this card, I have it printed out in inches and I have it printed out in centimetres because they're slightly different. So just let me know which you would prefer by dropping me a message either at the bottom on if you're watching on YouTube, or pop over to my Facebook page, Purple Pad Crafts. Join, I will add you, and then you will be able to find this in files. I will be posting both the inches and the centimetres in files for you to follow along with. But sometimes it's nice to see the card being made first and then go back and get the measurements and everything. So here we go. The set I'm going to use this evening is this one, the one that I made with the doggy on, which is from the new Stampin' Up catalogue, the annual catalogue, and it's this set on page 4041, and it's the Playful Pets Suite. Now if you buy a suite, you do make a slight saving if you want it all. So if you want these beautiful 12 by 12 papers, and you want the little trinkets that are bones and hearts, and you want the matching coordinating cord that comes with it, and the stamp and die set, then your best bet is to order it as a suite. And this is one of our cheaper suites at £62.50, but at this time obviously it's a little bit difficult because we're all going through a strange time at the moment, and some people, like my poor other half, haven't got a job at the moment and aren't sure when that's going to be happening, so money might be tight. So my suggestion, and that's all I'm doing this card with tonight, is to buy the papers. Because if you buy the papers, you don't particularly need the stamp set or the dies to get going. You can just use the papers. But saying that, I have got the trinkets and the stamps on their way. So they'll be with me soon. So you will see me using them soon. Right, so this is what you're going to need. You're going to need a piece of base card, so you use whichever colour you want. I'm using real red because that's the colour of the red in the paper set that we're using. Stampin' Up coordinate everything by colour. So on the page here you can see all the colours that are in this set: real red, flirty flamingo, cinnamon cider, soft suede, early espresso and basic black. So I know if I get a piece of red, real red card, it's going to match. So your base card is 5.5 by 8.5, and you will need to score it to form your gatefold at 2 and 1/8. So a 1/8, hope you can see this, I'll lift it up. A 1/8 is one of these longer lines. So ignore the little shorter line in between, it's the longer lines. I'm working in inches tonight. I just find it easier. I'm old school. So right, so what did I say, 2 1/8, and I'm using my Stampin' Up! Trimmer because it also comes with a scoring tool, and I'd be lost without it, to be honest. So do that at both ends, and the easiest way is to just turn it round. Then using a bone folder, burnish your score lines so that your card will sit nice and flat, like that. You will also need a piece of white, I've lost it now, where's it gone? A piece of white. I'm going to get my other score trimmer out because this is the old style one, and the one I was just using is the new one, and it's so much better. Because my blade just flew off and I can't see where it's gone, so I'll have to use this one to do the cutting. Right, so I'm scoring this at, I'm cutting this rather at 4 5 1/4 for the insert. Okay. So that will be the insert. I want to stamp a sentiment on that, so I am going to do that before I start putting the card together, because once you start putting it together you might not be able to get your hand in there to do it. So I'm just going to move that piece of paper because I like to use my my grid so that I can get it nice and straight, and I can make sure my lines are straight. I'm going to use I'm going to use 2 sentiments from this set, which is Free as a Bird, and it's one of my absolute favourite sets, and it is in the current catalogue, so it is available, and it's lovely. It's got so many uses. I will show you in a minute something else that I've done with it. Right, what am I using? I'm using Thanks for Being You and The World Needs More of You. Okay, because I don't have, well, I do have soft suede. No, I'm going to use black for my sentiments. So I'm going to put it, now you put your verses or anything that you're going to print inside, you put them on the top right hand side and the bottom left hand side. Okay, doesn't matter if it's not exactly straight, everyone knows it's handmade. Right, okay, now to make sure that I haven't got any black ink on my fingers, because that's what I'm good at doing, using a good glue, I recommend Tombow, which you can buy from the Stampin' Up! Catalogue as well. It's very strong, you only need a little bit. You can use any other glue you've got. I try not to use a very wet running glue because that can make your card curl up, but a nice strong white glue is usually all you need. Right, so that's the centre of your card done. Now on your measurements you were going to cut 2 strips at 2 5 3/8, and these are going to layer up in the centre, and on top of those you wanted some pattern paper 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, and that will lay on top of there. So I am going to glue that on. if you use glue, it gives you a little bit more wiggle room, so you can make sure that you get your border equal on both sides, although I still haven't. Might be the way I've cut it actually. And that one. And I will show you this paper in more detail in a second because it's so nice. I think I'm going to have to order another pack. Right, so this card is ideal for everyone really, children, this pattern paper, kids who love animals, adults who love animals, very cat people, very dog people, male, female. It's got such a lot of uses, just like the birds really. I do love the birds as well. So right, so this is now is my front of my card. If you want to, you can put pattern paper in the inside as well, and you would cut that at the same size as your border one, 2 inch and 5 3/8 to fit the insides, but you don't have to, and I'm not going to in this card. I did it in this one. I did include the pattern inside because I thought it was a bit plain without it, but I went plainer on the front, so that's why I did it inside that one. Okay, now for the front I am going to have this pussycat and this pussycat. No, this pussycat and this pussycat, I decided, on the front of my card. Although actually that one looks quite sweet, doesn't it? Yeah, I might do that one and that one. So they're the two that I'm going to put on, and these were just cut out of the pattern paper. They're not they've just fussy cut them with scissors. I do have a scan and cut, and I have cut a lot more out with that, but you can just cut them out. And that's what I was saying about not needing the stamp set, because you can just use the images from the papers. Having the stamp set is nice because then it gives you a lot more options. So I'm going to layer that up onto, so I've die cut the 2 largest dies from our Stitched So Sweetly dies, which can be found on page 74, and they come, you can buy them as a bundle, and if you buy a bundle, use the bundle code when you're ordering, that way you get 10% off. And that bundle is So Sentimental, and it comes with those lovely shapes to stamp out and then to cut out with your dies. I don't have that yet, but I do have the dies because they're very useful. So I'm just going to glue those two together. And then I'm going to, with my bone folder, I'm just going to sort of give it's good paper, it's nice strong paper, so you're not likely to tear it as long as you don't go too heavy-handed, just to give that a bit of dimension. And then I'm going to use some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, which are the little foam pads, just to lift them up a little bit from the front. You don't need loads, just a few. I do apologise for the state of my fingers, but I did already do this video, and then when I went to play it back I realised I only had the very tail end of it. I don't quite know what happened, so I had to start again. So my hands have got a bit messy. I'm a very messy crafter. I get in a right muddle in here because I have put things down and I don't know where they are, but I just can't seem to work in a neat and tidy way. But it doesn't matter. When I clear it up and I can see what I'm doing, that's so much better. So there you see, I've just lifted them slightly, and I do also have a little ball of wool, the same as on the paper there. So I think I'll just put that there, and that's going to go on the front. Now you can, if you've got little craft magnets, before you lay this strip on, put a little craft magnet underneath it, And before you put these two together, put a little magnet beneath it, and then when you put this on, that will hold it shut. However, if you haven't got craft magnets, and I did order some, and I've ordered the completely wrong size, so they're far too small, you can barely see them, they're like pinhead. So I'm not going to be using those. What I'm going to use is one of these. Now, I picked up this, I don't know whether it was in Wilko's or the Pound Shop, but it was from the tool bench. I think it was Wilkies, actually, in the tool section. And literally one of those squares will make 4 of these little... You can buy craft Velcro tabs as well, but you know, why go to all that expense? So they come with sticky on the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that one on the middle there, and I'm going to stick that down like that, and then I've got a nicely closed card that can easily be opened and closed up again. Now comes the fun bit. So with the our other dies, these ones are called stitched shape framelit dies. I have cut 2 squares. I've used the middle 2 squares to cut a red and a grey. I don't know whether I'm going to do them as square or whether I'm going to do a triangle. I think I'm going to do square. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue on the back of that and a bit of glue on the back of the cat. I'm not using the foam pads on this one because if it goes through the post it will make it that bit thicker, so I'm just going to keep those flat. And again, I've got another little cat I've cut out. It doesn't matter if he's too big for the grey, because as long as he fits onto the red one. Okay, then you were going to have 2 strips at 1 inch by 5 inch, scored at 1, 2, 3 and 4 inches. And the whole point of this is, once you've scored all your lines and you can fold it up, unfold it, place it next to your score line, and just check that when you've got your card on, it's not going to stick through the bottom. You want it just to come to the bottom edge there. But when you know where it's going to go, you can stick that bit down. And then that's the fun bit. And if you glue the bottom 2, you then form it into a little cube like that. Might be a good idea to let that stick to itself first. So I'm just going to do this one. So I'm going to put it there. Going to make sure that that will be near the top. I'm going to stick that there. I'll put that on the bottom 2. And I'm going to stick that one down first. And then I'm going to fold it over and press it down. Okay, and see, I didn't hold it down for long enough, so you do need to give it a bit of pressure and let it stick for a while. So while that's just sticking, I'm going to show you these lovely papers. So these are the papers you get with the set. You get, how many of each is it? I can't remember. I think it's 2 of each. And each paper has got a double side. So this side has got all these cats on, these 4 cats and Lamythe. And this side has got fishies, dots and hearts. This one is some different cats, another 4 cats and the balls of wool, and it's got scratch marks on the back. This one has got, it's the one I'm using on the card, the bowls, the feathers, the little fishing line, and I'm not sure what that's meant to be, just a toy and a food jar. And it's got lovely little words on the back: yawn, paw, jump, love, meow, purr, snooze, which is cute. So that one we've already seen. This one is the dogs. So there's 4 dogs on this one, and the back's just red stripes. This one, there are another 4 dogs and little balls. And this one's got paw prints and hearts, which is nice because you could use that with either. And this one has got paw prints, bowls, bones and collars. And on the back it's got doggy sayings: love, bark, woof, dig, chase, scratch, wag, play. So that's the papers, and you get 2 of each, and they're double-sided. And I think they're £10.75, so they're very good value because there's so much on them. You get so much, and it's good thick quality paper. Right, let's go back to this. So now I can actually do it to the this bit, then you make sure you get where you need it. So I've done a doggy card, so now I'm doing a pussycat card. You put it where you want it, and then just very carefully just press it down to make sure that you're getting it, and there you are. You have a surprise floating gatefold card. Well, you do if it's stuck. I haven't left it enough time to stick, but it will. I hope you like the card. Please leave me a comment if you do. Please tell me if you would be interested in purchasing any of this but don't really know what to do. If you are watching on the Purple Pad, you can just click on my link, which I will add to this video, and that will take you straight to the page for these lovely papers. But that will take you into the shop at these lovely papers, hopefully, if I do it right. If not, it will just take you into my shop, and you can just put in the search playful pets or pets, and it should come up straight away for you to find. If you do decide to order the bundle, which is the stamp, add some bling, you could, when my trinkets come, we'll make another card using this set. I've got the stamp set on order, and I've got the these little trinkets. I don't know if you can see them here. These little trinkets, they're little bones and little hearts, and they're for putting on little bits of string to wrap on around their neck or wherever you want, and they're quite cute. I would probably put a little bone on somewhere when they come. But there you go. It's quite a nice fun fold. It's really quick to do once you've cut all your pieces out, and it's quite impressive for a handmade card. Whoops, look, I didn't use glue on that. I did it quickly with tape. So that's what happens if you don't use a good strong glue. There you go. So I hope you like them, and if you would like to order any products from me but you don't know how to go about it, drop me a message either at Facebook, Purple Pads Crafts, or at the bottom of this video on YouTube. And or you can email me at wpurplepads@yahoo.com. That's right, isn't it? wpurplepad@yahoo.com. Yep, that's right. You can email me there and I get back to you. So there you go. I'm now back indoors to make the dinner, and I'll speak to you all again very soon. Thanks for watching.